Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, then welcome. My name is Christina and on my channel I talk about all things beauty. So if you're looking for the best reviews and how-tos from a consumer's perspective, then make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave any comments that you have for me down below. So I know that I'm kind of late to the game. However, I had been seeing videos like these, the best of products for 2020 videos on YouTube the last few weeks, and I've decided that I want to do it too. I feel like I actually have a good amount of products that I can share with you guys today. I'm going to be covering skincare as well as makeup. I think we can all agree that 2020 was a very odd year. However, I feel like out of that entire year, something I was able to take away was some really great skincare products, and I figured out a lot of staple makeup products as well. I really stuck to stuff that I really loved and I could count on, because when I did put makeup on very rare occasions, I already knew what I really liked because I had time to actually focus and try it out. I will be kind of just listing them out and giving you one or two reasons why they have become some of my most used and favorite products of the year. I'm not going to go too in depth in anything. If any of these products have been featured in a previous video, I will link those videos in my description box so you guys can reference those if you decide you want to get a little more information on these things. So I'm going to start off on skincare. I will leave a timestamp below of when I start to talk about makeup if you're more interested in that category. My first favorite skincare product is the Supergoop sunscreen. It is the Glow Screen. This is SPF 40. One, we should always be wearing sunscreen, right? And this gives such a nice sheen. It's almost on the verge of metallic sheen, but it's still really nice under makeup. It gives you a nice glow and it's really moisturizing, which is something I've needed for my transitioning skin in 2020. My next and probably most favorite skincare product of 2020 is this COSRX Snail Mucin Essence. I actually have an entire video dedicated to this essence. It is honestly really life-changing. It's super moisturizing. It's a humectant, which I learned from one of you guys. Thank you so much for giving me more information on this. So whatever you layer on top of this, whether it be an eye cream, sunscreen, hydrating moisturizer, this will work in unison with those to really help your skin retain the moisture. I got mine on Ulta. You can also get it in several other places online. I will link it down below for you guys, and again, check out that video if you're interested in more information. My next favorite is this cleanser. This is the Peach and Lily Power Calm Hydrating Gel Cleanser. I kind of bought this on a whim, but I really love it. The texture is a jelly silicone feel almost to it. Very light and it foams up really nicely. Gets the skin very effectively clean. It's non-drying for me personally, and it takes off any dirt and grime that you have on your skin. Really adore this. My next favorite is this COSRX moisturizer. I really got to try out COSRX products and I love their lines. I would say if you have oily, normal, or kind of dry skin, this would work really well for you. It doesn't work when my skin is super dry and flaky. However, when I did have more oily skin at the beginning of the year and I was transitioning through normal to dry, this was an amazing one. It really locked in the moisture that I needed and it dried really well. It didn't stay sticky or heavy on the skin. I love the texture. It's very different. It's almost like a gel cream hybrid and it just feels great. It's non-irritating and I love this. This one is a rather new favorite for 2020. I kind of got it at the tail end of 2020, but I already know that I'm going to be in love with this, completely finish it up. This is the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with Avocado. This is honestly life-changing for my under eyes. It's beautiful. It's perfect for fine lines and crepey texture under the under eyes. It really hydrates the skin. The consistency is very thick. However, you can really work it under your eyes. It does take a little bit of time. I am patting for quite a while, but you can see the moisture that it brings to your under eyes. I don't think I'm going to be finishing it anytime soon, because you literally need the smallest amount, because a little bit of this spreads a long way. I'll take like a small little dot on my fingertip, rub my two fingers together, and that'll be enough for both under eyes. So this next one is actually a favorite that I've taken with me throughout the years. It is this native deodorant, and right now I'm using the cucumber and mint scent. I've used a handful of different scents and I love them. Native deodorant is a natural deodorant brand. It's not an antiperspirant. It doesn't contain any aluminum or any bad ingredients in it. They did come out with this very interesting cardboard packaging, which I do like, and it's just like this little tube, and then you push it up and then the product is right there. I do find that this format, I guess, is smoother under the arms, under the underarms. So this is completely plastic free. Whenever you're done with it, you just recycle the entire thing, which is very cool. I feel like it works really well for me. I have been using natural deodorant for a few years now. I'll link that video in the description if you guys are interested in anything having to do with natural deodorant. I know a lot of people swear by it now, and a lot of people are still intimidated by it. It definitely has a lot of transitioning that goes through it, so I won't get into all that, but for me personally, this one works really well, keeps me smelling good throughout the day, and it's not heavy like some natural deodorants are. My next favorite is this Youth to the People Maki and Acai Prickly Pear Goji Oil. This is their Super Berry Hydrate and Glow Oil. An amazing oil. This has to be one of my very first facial oils that I started to really consistently use. It is so nice and smooth on the face. Like, I put this on at night, and whenever I was getting really flaky skin, I would just take a little drop and use it on my face before makeup. Works really well with that. I find that it's really calming on my skin. I wake up with very plump, hydrated skin, and I feel like my face also looks brighter since I've been using this. Of course, I use other products. However, this definitely is a staple. If I'm seeing that my skin is just really dehydrated and dull, I'll use this at night on top of all of my other skincare, and it just kind of locks everything in for me. Even when I had oily skin, I felt like it was a staple in my skincare routine. I would say this is on the more lightweight side of facial oils. So if you're looking at getting into some facial oils, or you already are a fan and you're looking to try something new, this one definitely gets my stamp of approval. My next favorite is another Youth to the People product. This is the Yerba Mate Resurfacing Energy Facial. It's an instant microabrasion enzyme treatment. This is a beautiful product. It is very expensive. I bought it during one of the Sephora sales, and the product itself leaves my skin feeling so baby soft. I've used a lot of this. You don't need to use a lot whenever you're gonna do a treatment. It is a nice, I would say, light to medium consistency, and it does have a bit of grit to it, but it's not too harsh on my skin. I don't like using physical like scrubs because I feel like that really damages the skin. So I usually stick to chemical scrubs. This is my one exception though. If you've ever used the Peter Thomas Roth pumpkin enzyme mask, it's pretty similar. This one is a little more gentle though. I do recommend that you make sure that you take it all off whenever you wash it off, because it can be a little gritty if you miss some pieces. I had missed around my hairline before, and it just like drives me insane when I still have that grit. So make sure you go in with like a damp washcloth or something. I really enjoy my face halo, which is another 2020 favorite for me. I actually didn't grab it. I have 6 face halos, and I'll put a photo up on the screen here so you guys know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like a microfiber pad, and all you have to do is wet it, and then you can use it on the skin to remove makeup, to remove masks. It's very sustainable as well because it takes the place of makeup wipes. If you use makeup wipes, maybe consider using a face halo. They wash really well in the washer. After I use it, I use both sides, and then I'll throw them in the wash with my clothes, and they're brand new. So I have one more Youth to the People product. I really loved Youth to the People this year. This is the Super Berry Hydrate and Glow Dream Mask. So it's pretty much the same as the oil, but it comes in a sleeping mask form. This is just a small one that I got, I think, as like a perk at Sephora. And I still have so much of this because I literally just use a tiny dollop of it all over my skin. And it is life-changing. Whenever I was going through my like weird phase of my skin transitioning, I was having a lot of dry patches like down in my chin area and on my cheeks, and this really helped to subdue those flaky areas for me. I would kind of use it alternating from the oil to this mask. It didn't feel like a layer on top of the skin. It felt like it was just soaking in. So this is really lovely. I do plan on getting the full size. Next favorite, I have talked about this in a previous video, but this is the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask in the Gummy Bear scent. I've always loved the lip sleeping mask from Laneige. I've been using it for years and years and years. I've always just gotten the original, which smells so yummy, but this one, the scent is so great. The formula is exactly the same. All of the formulas of the lip sleeping masks are the same, but this scent just like gets me, you know? It smells exactly like Japanese grape candy, which I'm obsessed with. I'm not sick of this scent yet, which is super important because these jars of lip sleeping product last forever. So you want to make sure you get one that you really, really enjoy. It feels amazing. These are like the best overnight lip masks I've ever used, hands down. This one and also the lip glowy balm, like the everyday balm in the Gummy Bear scent, have been my go-tos. I'm obsessed with them. I really hope they make them permanent because they're limited edition. I don't know if they're still being sold. I hope they are because I'm kind of tempted to get some backups, but I haven't decided yet. But I've been using those, loving them. If you've never tried Laneige lip products, I highly recommend them. Next up, we have this Inkey List Caffeine Eye Cream. There's a little bit of makeup on here, don't know why. I use it in the morning and it does have caffeine in it, so it does help to plump up the under eyes. So if you seem to have a bit of sallow under eyes, or you know, they're looking really dull or dark, this may help you out. It is a thinner eye cream, which is why I prefer to use it during the day. I feel like at night I want all the moisture I can get in my skin, and during the day I still want moisturizing products. However, they're going to be a little lighter, which is my preference. I like that it's a squeeze bottle. It makes it super easy and hygienic to get the product out. It's very inexpensive. You can purchase this brand at Sephora, and I've always just found them in my local Sephora, and I'll just pick them up whenever I'm running low. I've gone through maybe 2 or 3 bottles of these, and they're just really good no-fuss eye creams. Another Inkey List product, this one basically is out. I kept this bottle for the video, but this is the retinol. If you are kind of going into the world of retinol, I feel like this is a really good gateway retinol because it's not too intense on the skin and it doesn't dry my skin out even more than what it is. I like to do this like once or twice a week, and I'll transition that with another product that I will be talking about. It's a thin consistency, so you only need a little bit of this, and it layers really, really well with the rest of my skincare. The next favorite I want to talk about is my Curology prescription. I have talked about this in a previous video, which I will link in the description for you guys. Curology, honestly, as a whole, is really amazing. It's been really effective on my skin, obviously because it is a custom formula. Mine has niacinamide, tretinoin, and tranexamic acid. I can never say that. It's kind of my first introduction into tretinoin, which I've always been a little curious about but never really knew about. It does really help with fine lines around my eyes. I've noticed it's really been helping because I started to form a little bit of crow's feet, I noticed, and this has helped tremendously. My formula is targeted towards my hyperpigmentation, which is my biggest concern with my skin. I hate the hyperpigmentation that I have like on my cheeks. I want to get rid of it, and I have a lot of like sun damage, so this has really been helping. Definitely check out that video. I really recommend this. I know that some people are hesitant, but you can always purchase your first bottle, and then if you don't like it, you return it, and there's like no fuss. So it's great. Next skincare I have is my Bioderma. This is a micellar water basically, but it's like the thinnest micellar water, and it's the most effective that I've ever tried. There's no scent to it at all. This is like my third bottle that I've gone through. I use this in conjunction with my cotton rounds, my reusable ones, which are another favorite. I switched over to reusable cotton rounds earlier this year. Again, it's more sustainable, and I used to go through cotton rounds like crazy. So this is really nice. You can get them wet. I've used them for my serums, for my toners, for my makeup remover. I've used it for eye makeup remover, and you just throw these in the wash as well, and then they're good as new. Sometimes whenever I have like waterproof mascara stains on it, I'll use like a stain remover spray on it right before I throw it in the washer, and they're perfectly fine. So yeah, that's a favorite. I always recommend this product to someone that wants a very easy and quick way to remove their makeup, and they don't want to use something like makeup wipes or balms or oils that can get really messy. I know a couple years back it was really difficult to get your hands on in the US, but it's now available at Walgreens, as well as the entire line of Bioderma that I know of. Another makeup remover that I've been loving is this DHC Deep Cleansing Oil. This is amazing. I love this. I found this at Costco, which was really great, and I was like, oh, I've heard of this cleansing oil, so I picked it up. It removes your makeup so well. It is the most dry oil cleansing oil I've ever felt. So it's not super slimy. It doesn't leave a film on the skin. It washes off really, really well. So whenever you mix it with water, it emulsifies, gets milky, and then just wipes away. Sometimes I use this in conjunction with my face halo if I want a cleaner or less messy way to remove my makeup, and other times I'll just wash it off with water with my hands, and it's perfect. I've been using this for a few months now, and I still have a ton of it. I use about 2 pumps on my entire face if I'm wearing a lot of makeup, 1 pump if I'm using very minimal makeup. I highly recommend this if you're not into cleansing oils because you've always felt that they're really heavy or they clog your pores. Try this one out. This is also really great for facial massages, like if you're into doing facial massages on yourself. Down to my last 2 skincare favorites. I actually don't know if this is considered skincare, but I lump it in here because I do it during my skincare routine, and these 2 are lash serums. And I previously used to use castor oil. That was like my holy grail. I had used some lash growth serums before in the past, but they were pricey, and I actually have these 2 products from Babe Lash. This is the essential serum, and this is the enhancing conditioner. So how you're supposed to use it is you draw it like eyeliner on your lash line. The lash serum is supposed to be used at night, and then the enhancing conditioner is used in the morning. I've noticed such a significant difference in the length of my lashes. They seem thicker as well. Whenever I put mascara on, my lashes just look super intense. Hopefully you guys can see the difference right now. I am wearing mascara. This has made my lash routine even better because my lashes just look super healthy. I use it pretty much every night. Sometimes I'll skip nights though, because I'm still in that phase where you're supposed to use it nightly, and then you just use it as touch-up. I almost forgot this skincare tool. This is my Foreo. It's a Foreo Luna, I believe, and I love this if you're into skincare tools, like cleansing tools. It is silicone, so it doesn't harbor bacteria. It does have the pulsing vibrating technology. Is that what it's called? The vibrating technology. And it just gets the skin really clean. Use it in conjunction with your cleanser. It's super easy to use, and this is great. I don't know what else to say, but I love this. All right, on to makeup. I'm excited for this. I have a lot of products in front of me. Hopefully I do not forget anything. Oh, I forgot something. This is also not skincare, but it does go on your skin. Does that count? This is my perfume of 2020. This is the Glossier You perfume. I feel like I've gone through phases of perfumes where I've been like, I want this to be my scent. You know what I mean? Like, everyone wants a signature scent, but this one has honestly become my scent. It's such a beautiful, musky, warm scent. and I will leave the notes for you guys, but this I bought when I took a trip to New York in 2019, at the end of 2019, and this bottle has lasted me since then. Of course, you know, I wasn't putting it on when I was at home for like working from home. It really melts into my skin, and once it has settled into my skin, it just smells even better. I get compliments constantly whenever I wear this perfume, and people have been like, oh wow, I smell your scent whenever you leave the room. And they say your scent, not like your perfume. So I was like, yeah, this is my signature scent. So I love this so much. I hope they never stop making this perfume. And the bottle is super cute too. I just leave it on my vanity and I love it. Going into makeup, my first thing I want to talk about, I actually forgot it in my bathroom as well. It kind of counts, well, I count it as makeup. It's the Ardell brow tint. Brow tints in general, I think, are amazing. If you want fuller brows, you want that look and that effect without having to like fill your brows in or use any brow product, I would recommend using a brow tint because it does help with that look on a day-to-day basis, and you have to do very minimal work on your eyebrows. I actually have to do it again on my brows, but yeah, I got some people to purchase them and they've all really liked it, so A1. My first favorite primer is this Rare Beauty primer. It is the illuminating primer, and this is just a small size. I'm shocked that I still have some product in here. This is such a gorgeous formula. I have a video dedicated to Rare Beauty, which I'll link for you guys, and I used this. I love how hydrated my skin feels. It almost feels like a hybrid between a primer and a moisturizer, and it has a beautiful sheen to it that just gives the skin a good base and a good glow for like the rest of your makeup. Next up, we have this Rare Beauty Always an Optimist 4-in-1 mist. I enjoy using this as a priming mist. I don't like to set my face with it because it does leave your skin very hydrated and almost oily. So if you have oily skin, I wouldn't recommend to set it. I don't necessarily think that it makes my makeup last longer. So I like to use this whenever I'm about to put my makeup on. It really gives the skin a plump, hydrated look to it. I love this spray of this, and it's just an easy priming mist to use. It's really moisturizing on my skin, and I feel like my products lay really well on top of it. Next primer I have is this e.l.f. Jelly Pot Primer. It's a gripping primer, so it has like a jelly consistency to it, and as you rub it in, it does get a little tacky, but that actually helps my foundation last, especially because I've been veering towards more hydrating foundations and like tints and stuff like that. This one really helps to lock that in and keep it from moving on my face. This is especially great when you're going to be wearing a mask or something because it minimizes the amount that your makeup is gonna like rub off. It is a dupe for the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, so if you want to save some money, I would recommend to get this one. Next, I have these e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadows. These are beautiful, and whenever they came out into the market, everyone went crazy because they're only $3. They're little quads, and I have Pumpkin Pie and what is this one? Berry Bad. And these are beautiful staples for me. I love the warm tones in the Pumpkin Pie. I find myself using this one way more. The berry one is gorgeous though. If you want more of a glamorous, very sophisticated look, I would suggest this one. These do have a lot of fallout, a lot of kick up, but I don't really mind that because whenever I dip my brush into it, I end up just tapping it out of habit anyways, so I get that excess product off. I don't find that I get any fallout onto my actual face, and then if I am worried about that, then I'll just do my eyeshadow first. So it's what I'm wearing on my eyes today in conjunction with another favorite. I am using Pumpkin Pie today with this Nudestix Magnetic Luminous Eye Color in the shade Copper Foil. This is a beautiful shade. I love Nudestix. If you guys have never tried their products, I highly recommend it. They've really mastered their cream products. I cannot for the life of me find my Nudestix sharpener. I had to use my nail to like dig into this shade today, and I actually got this in one of like my subscription boxes whenever I was still doing that, and I would have never picked this shade for myself because I would have thought, oh, it's too like burnish gold for me, but this shade looks so great, especially in the summertime when my skin's really tan. It gives it such a warm goddess-like look, and it layers really well on brown eyeshadows. So if you want to give your makeup a little bit of a pop, but you don't want to go like too overboard, this is perfect. I find I don't need to use a primer with these. Sometimes I'll just rub this all over my eye, blend it out with my finger, and then I'll leave it at that. It looks like you do a lot more work than you actually did. You know what I mean? So love that. I have a good amount of face products, like base products, because I've just been really into skin, as you can tell by that skincare section. I've also really been looking for foundations that emphasize the health of my skin. So one of my earlier on 2020 favorites for foundation was this Naked Skin One and Done Perfector, and this is in the shade medium. I'm almost out of this actually, and I really loved this consistency. It is a moussey consistency, but it's liquid mousse, you know what I mean? It feels really nice on the skin. I never had any issues with breakouts or anything, and yeah, this is just a really great staple. Another similar product is actually this IT Cosmetics CC Cream. I used to use this when I first started YouTube back in 2016, and I used to love this product because back then I had really dry skin, and now I have really dry skin again. I went through a long period of oily skin, and now I have dry skin again. So I decided, hey, why not pick this one up again? I have this in the shade medium tan. This is like such a cult favorite for a good reason. It does have that liquid moussey texture. It feels really buttery on the skin. It has a medium to medium full coverage in my opinion. I find that my skin really loves this. It sits really well on the skin, and even when I have dry patches and stuff, it doesn't emphasize that whatsoever. This works really well in conjunction with any concealer that I've used on top of it, and I just love it. And it has SPF in it, so that's a plus. Another favorite in foundations is this Rare Beauty foundation. Whenever this came out, the formula of this was so innovative. It's a serum-like foundation. I had never tried anything so thin and serum-y. The way that this covers the skin and feels light as air is just insane. I will say, if you do have oily skin, I would definitely have to set this. Some people have said that this foundation can look greasy on the skin. I agree. When you first put it on, your skin looks hydrated to the gods. Like, it is so hydrated. You will definitely have to set this if you have any issues with your makeup moving around or shifting, or you know, your oils coming through. But the finish that it gives on the skin, it just looks so natural. The reason I think this is so loved by so many, and as well as myself, is because it gives you that full coverage, but it feels super light. I have it in the shade 280N, which right now is too dark for me, but I have kind of been mixing it with lighter foundations, and that's how I've been using it. And whenever summertime comes along, I will be using this again. My last foundation is this one. My cap is so dirty. I didn't realize that. But this is the Uoma Beauty Say What Weightless Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. Soft Matte hydrating foundation. Isn't that interesting? I am obsessed with this foundation. If you like full coverage, but you tend to have like drier skin maybe, this is perfect for you. Every piece of the Uoma Beauty foundation line has specific ingredients for each type of skin type, or skin tone, sorry. And I have a video about Uoma Beauty that I'll link. It's so full coverage, but it feels really comfortable on the skin. I stopped using super full coverage foundations a while back because, one, I didn't really feel like it was a necessity for the last year, and two, it's just more comfortable when you have something lighter. And this gave me all the vibes of full coverage with the comfort of like a CC cream. I have mine in Honey Honey T1N. Finding a shade in this was a process, guys, but T1N works really well for me. Doesn't emphasize any dry patches that I have, doesn't emphasize my pores. It's just wonderful, and I am so glad that I bought this. All right, next up, some concealers. I have two concealers that I have just been using back and forth. Of course, my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealers. I love the hydrating ones. They look so much better on my skin than the 16-hour camo concealers, the ones with the black tops. These are amazing. The two shades I've been using all year are medium sand for when I was like darker, and medium beige. Looks so hydrating. It doesn't sink into the fine lines. It just works with every single foundation I've used. I can't tell you guys how much I love this concealer. Whenever I find a concealer that I really enjoy, I just stick to it, and these are just so good. They aren't the most full coverage. Like you'd have to do a couple layers to just get full coverage, but they're perfect for what I've been needing, just some natural everyday makeup, or whenever I want to put it on top of an already existing good foundation base. My next most used and favorite concealers of 2020 are these L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealers. I have the shades Amber and Latte. They're not as hydrating, however, they're not drying. So they are definitely full coverage on the skin. I would say these are a close dupe to the Tarte Shape Tape, but they're not as drying. I love the shades that I have. The undertones are perfect for my skin. I do have a neutral undertone. I would say that you could get away with a very thin layer and not have super full coverage, but if you want that look, you can definitely build this up and still have it look super airbrushed and flawless on the skin. So getting into more cream products, I was an avid user of cream products in 2020. I really got to experience a lot of really great liquid products because my, again, texture as well as company just coming out with a lot of cream products. So I'm going to go over those. One of the most used cream products that I have is this Uoma Beauty Double Take Sculpt and Strobe Duo Stick, particularly the contour shade. I am so obsessed with this. I am wearing this today. I tried to wear all of my favorites or most of my favorites today. This contour stick is magical. That's the best way I can describe it. This is what the contour looks like. I know that in the packaging it looks extremely dark for my skin tone. However, it blends out to the most beautiful, not too warm, not too cool shade. On my skin for contour, it can either pull really gray or it can be really red. This is the perfect in-between shade for me, and the fact that this is so pigmented yet so extremely blendable without losing pigment is insane. Literally the lightest touch. I'll show you guys right now what it looks like. That was like the lightest touch ever, and it's the most consistent pigmented swatch. And then when you go to blend it out, it blends like a friggin' dream, guys. Like, look at that. Like, minimal effort. I just absolutely love this contour stick. I don't really ever use the highlight, to be honest. It's right here. I find it's a little dark for my skin tone, but this like contour portion of it makes the entire thing worth it. I highly recommend it if you're in the market for a cream contour. I'm obsessed with this. This is probably top 5 of my favorite 2020 products. So a cream a cream blush that I have been super obsessed with this year, and it looks like it has been completely destroyed because it has, is the Undone Beauty Lip to Cheek palette in the shade Rosewood. Holy crap, this is amazing. I discovered Undone Beauty early in the summer this year, and this shade, this cream blush, it's not too sticky, it's not too thick, it's not too thin. I really like my cream products to be super pigmented but blendable, because I hate when you have like a dollop of pigment and it just like stays there and it's stuck and it dries like that. There are 3 sections that are supposed to be sheer, opaque, or sheer, medium, and opaque coverage, like pigment wise, but the way that I use it, I just swirl my entire finger in it and then I dot it on my cheeks. This gives the most beautiful flushed effect on my skin, whether I'm really tan or I'm the shade that I am today. I just love how creamy and blendable this is. This is the shade right here. If you're into mauves, I would highly recommend this. I wasn't quite sure if I would like this shade because I was worried that it would be too dark, but it looks gorgeous because it does blend out a tiny bit lighter. So this is what that looks like. Usually I'll just dot this on with my finger and then I'll blend the edges out with like a brush or a sponge, and it just looks amazing. I highly recommend this. Next liquid blush is this Rare Beauty, what's it called? Liquid Touch? Liquid Soft Pinch Liquid Blush. I think something like that. This is my next favorite cream blush or liquid blush. This is the Rare Beauty one in the shade Joy. This blush does come in two different textures. So they have the dewy one and then they have the matte one. Joy comes in a dewy finish and I love this color. I love this finish. It looks so healthy on the skin. It is another serum like product. This is insanely pigmented. If you guys have seen any videos on these blushes, I do highly recommend you pick up at least one because look at that. Look how pigmented this swatch is. Literally, you only need one dot on each cheek and it's way more than enough, as you can see there. And it just, I know that these swatches are so blotchy. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of doing them on the fly, but it's a beautiful coral peachy shade. If you like that type of shade, I was seriously obsessed with this in the fall, and I have other shades, but Joy has definitely been my most used. Highly recommend picking this up if you're interested in trying out some Rare Beauty products. Next I have this Morphe 2 Wonder Tint Cheek and Lip Mousse. I have a video doing a wear test for some Morphe 2 products. This one is in the shade Amaze. It's the only one I picked up. The consistency really reminds me of the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse blushes. However, it is more packed than that, but the actual consistency when you rub it onto your fingers feels about the same. This is super pigmented. It can be a little spotty if you're not careful. If you blend it out, you can really build this one up without it looking super insane, and it lasts all day. Whenever I put this on, it does not budge. It stays throughout the entire day. It looks better as time goes by, so it's one of those types of products. My last cream face product is the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand. I was super hesitant about buying this product. I just couldn't justify the price, and whenever I bought this, I bought it during the Sephora sale as well, and this is the most gorgeous sheen you will ever find. If you're more into the natural highlight, this would be a great option for you. I have mine in the shade Spotlight and it just looks so beautiful. It shears out really well. I'm not crazy about the applicator. It does get really messy. However, the shade of it just looks so good. Like once you swatch it on there, I know it looks really intense, but it has a good creamy hydrating formula and it gives the most noticeable highlight, because sometimes I find that highlights that tend to be natural are too natural. This one looks amazing on the skin. It kind of gives you a little bit of a glisten, like a healthy sheen, I would say. I have been using this a ton. I'm almost out. I will definitely be repurchasing this. Love this so much. All right, so I want to talk about a pressed powder that I have just loved this year. It's this CoverGirl Clean Fresh powder in the shade Medium. This is really great if you're looking for a pressed foundation to set your face. So sometimes if I'm going in with more of a sheer liquid coverage and I want a little bit of a finishing touch, I'll use this pressed powder. Another powder that I had been loving for 2020 is this e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. This is also in medium. It acts like a high-end powder. It's so finely milled. It feels really smooth on the skin and it makes your skin look airbrush. So I really enjoy setting my face with a loose powder, so I'll use this. But I love the format of this, how it has this sifter divider thing, so it keeps it from getting too messy. It's very affordable. If you're looking for something to set the under eyes, to set the face, I think this is a really good option. So a powder blush that I have been seriously obsessed with is this M Cosmetics Faded Clementine Baked Blush. If you guys haven't tried this yet, you need to try it. I'm telling you, this gives you the most warm, healthy, like sun-kissed look. I'm wearing it today. I layered Joy and Faded Clementine today. Oh, I'm so obsessed with this. I love baked blushes because it definitely does give you a really good sheen. This doubles as a highlight and a blush, and it just makes the skin look super healthy. The next blush that I really loved this year was this Wanderlust Primer Infused Blush in Mykonos. This is a beautiful shade. It's very pink, so I was a little scared that I wouldn't really like it that much, but it's a good peachy pink. It looks amazing during the summertime. It gives you a nice like bright flush, and it lasts forever because it's primer infused. This blush will stay on your cheeks throughout an entire day, like a 12-hour plus day. You need the smallest amount of this because it's very, very pigmented. I wish that Buxom would come out with more shades because I love the formula so much, but I don't necessarily really like all the shades. So I'm hoping that they come out with more in 2021. The bronzer that I used all throughout 2020 is this bronzer. It's the Omega bronzer in, oh, it's limited edition. Did they bring this back though? I think they might have brought it back or something similar, but this is the Tantastic Omega bronzer. I actually purchased this a long time ago and I've been using it for years actually. And this is the bronzer that I thought about when I was putting this video together. Obviously, I've hit pan and I just continue to come back to this bronzer. It's a nice neutral brown, so it's not too cool, not too warm. I find that it goes with pretty much anything. I can use it as a contour as well as a bronzer when I use it more sheared out. I always enjoy using this, and I plan on continuing to use it until I finish it up. So I want to talk about a liner that I really loved this year. I have this NYX Epic Wear waterproof eyeliner in the shade brown, and I really love this because it is a brown eyeliner, and I was looking for a good staple because I wanted something that looked softer than a black liner, and this goes so perfectly with all of my copper brown eyeshadows. I'm wearing it today and I love this because it dries down matte and it stays all day. I don't like the applicator though. I'm terrible at using brush applicators such as this one. Mine's super dry, so I need to buy a new one. But I don't like this applicator. What I actually do is I take a small angled brush. Let me grab one. So I have this Sigma small angle E65 brush, and I'll just take the Sigma brush, put some product on there, and I'll line my eyes and use this, and it stays all day. I love the effect it gives. It's such a soft, kind of subtle effect. This sounds so lame, but whenever I wear an eye look similar to the one I am today, it kind of looks like an Instagram filter. So I really like the look of the brown eyeliner because it defines my eyes, but it doesn't intensify them, if that makes sense. I have two mascaras that I have been using for years, but 2020 as well. It's the Maybelline Full and Soft Waterproof Mascara and the Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara, also waterproof. You guys know these two together have been my holy grail for years. I will never not love this combo. I swear by this Maybelline one to keep my lashes up, and as a primer, I use it as a primer. And this one just gives me volume, gives me length, gives me everything I need in life and more. So that's all I have to say about these two. Another eyeliner I have is this Kiss Lash Glue Liner. This is the shade Black. So this is an eyeliner as well as a false eyelash glue. This Kiss one has been so convenient, so easy to use. I love the pen format of this. It makes it incredibly easy to apply on the eyes, and my false lashes stick so well. You can use this with any lash, any brand. I also had the clear one, which I loved, but it dried out because I left the cap open on accident and it completely dried out, so I need to purchase it. It kind of sucks because these aren't sold in stores as far as I've seen. Like, I can't find them, so I have to purchase another one online. But if you guys are looking for a video about a first impression and how it works and everything like that, I have that video, so I'll link it for you down below. I always curl my lashes when I do them because if not, they are down. So I have this Shiseido one. It's super dirty right now, but I've had this for a few years now, and I just buy the removable pad whenever I'm ready to change it out. If you have flatter eyes or smaller eyes like I do, I highly recommend the Shiseido one. I've had two brow pencils that I've gone back and forth with. I have this e.l.f. one in cool brown, and then I also used dark brown, I think. And then I have this CoverGirl one in rich brown. These are both micro fine brow pencils. I don't know why that was so hard to say. They look pretty similar. They're very, very, very thin. There's really no need to buy expensive brow pencils, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. I just feel like there's so many good drugstore alternatives. The CoverGirl one I've been using a lot because I find that this one specifically works really well with my brow hairs. They look like they blend better than the e.l.f. one, and this rich brown shade is great because I find if I try to use black, it's like way too dark, and if I use other browns, it's way too warm. I always need a spoolie along with the actual brow pencil, so these two, highly recommend these. And of course, for my setting, my brow setter, I have my Glossier Boy Brow in the shade brown. I've been buying this for years. It holds my brows up like no other. It makes them look fluffy. It's not heavy, and it doesn't make them feel crunchy either. Last up, we have a bunch of lip products. And when I say a bunch of lip products, I have a bunch that I purchased and I loved, but not a bunch that I wore out because I was wearing a mask pretty much every single time I went out. But for the times that I did wear lip products and I did bring them with me to apply or whatever, I have these Maybelline Lifter glosses. I have a full swatch video on that collection. They feel really hydrating on the lips. They're not sticky, and they have a lot of different shades that go really well with lipsticks. The shades I have here is Silk, Amber, and Moon. I found that these were a good variation of shades for every lipstick or mood that I was in, I guess. Silk is just a creamy shade, and Amber is as well. This is more of a nude beige shade, and then Moon has a bit of shimmer in it. And if you're looking for some shade recommendations, you can find that in that video that I'm going to link for you. Really nothing can top Fenty Gloss Bomb formulation, in my opinion. I have two creams right here and then two of the original formulations, and I have Fenty Glow, Fussy, and then in the cream I also have Fenty Glow and then Honey Waffles. If you're gonna buy any of them, I would say go with Fenty Glow, the original, and Honey Waffles, because this shade is just so different from anything I've tried. If you don't think that you look good in nudes, but you go more towards like warmer shades, get Honey Waffles. It actually layers really well with lipsticks, like mauve-y lipsticks and stuff, and darker ones for contour. I always have one in my purse. Doesn't matter what shade, but I'll always throw one in there because they're so easy to just have. A lip liner that I loved all throughout 2020 is this ColourPop times I Love Seta E in Curvy. This lip liner is amazing. And mine's broken actually, so let's see if it... Oh, this like comes out whenever I open it. Yeah, see? Mine's kind of destroyed. I have another one somewhere, but this has been my go-to. I love the ColourPop lip liner formulation. They're really, really creamy. They work well over and under lipsticks and like lip glosses. I highly recommend it. ColourPop lip liners themselves are just such good quality, and they have so many shades to choose from, so you really can't go wrong with getting a ColourPop lip liner. Last two products I have here is this Incredible Jammy Lips in the shade Fruity Feels. I'm wearing it on my lips right now in conjunction with Curvy lip liner on the outside to just define my lips. This is so hydrating. It looks like a lipstick lip gloss hybrid. If you scroll it up, you can't bring it down, so just remember that. It looks like my lips, but better. It's such an easy lip color to wear. Like, it goes with everything, but it makes them look very hydrated, very beautiful. Highly recommend this. And the last product I have here is this Cosmetics Morning Dew lip gloss. The formulation of this lip gloss is very different because it almost feels like water. It feels almost runny, but it's not runny. I don't know how to explain it. You have to pick it up. It smells super sweet. It smells like some sort of pastry, like a vanilla cupcake or something. And the formula of this just feels so luxurious on the lips. It feels like water. It's not sticky or anything. Sometimes I like to wear it on its own because it almost looks like a lip oil, so it makes your lips look really plump and hydrated and juicy. I don't like really sticky lip glosses, so this one's really beautiful. This texture is amazing. If you're not really that into lip glosses but you want that look, try this one out, see if you like it. I think that you will. Oh, I forgot brushes. So I debated on showing you guys brushes, but I think I will because obviously that's a very important part of a makeup routine. 2 brushes to start off are angled brushes. This is the Rare Beauty foundation brush. I love the shape of this because it really allows you to get into the inner corners. It's very, very dense, so it works well with that serum foundation. But I've also used this with other foundations. I wouldn't necessarily use it with like cream blush or anything because it's so dense that it might just concentrate that color exactly where you put it. It might not blend it out that well. The next one I have is this Fenty Beauty face brush in 125. This is an angled brush, and I like to use this on my cream bronzer. So I'll use this with the Uoma Beauty one, with the Fenty cream bronzer. This blends it out really nicely. This is also dense, but it's not as dense because the bristles are just a hair, do you like that pun? Just a hair longer than the Rare Beauty one. It's so soft and fluffy, and it gets the job done. Next up, 2 of the same brush. It is the e.l.f. stipple brush, and these are the large ones. I don't know if they still sell these because I know a lot of people have trouble finding these. I bought these I think in 2018 or 2019. I use this to apply my blushes, my baked blushes, my pressed blushes, and my bronzers. Like, I will use these for any type of powder product that I have, and they just work so well. They give such a good airbrushed look, and I love these. I hope that they last forever. I also have this Wet n Wild brush. I use this to set my face with any face powders. I really love this handle. It's just so fun. And it was part of the Pac-Man collection. I know that this is no longer available, but I wanted to share this with you guys anyways. All right, guys, that wraps up my beauty favorites of 2020. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below if any of these products were your favorites as well. I would love to know. I'm really excited to see what all the brands come out with in 2021. I'm excited to continue to use the products that I have, as well as just like exploring more into cream natural looks. I really just love showing off the skin and doing like makeup looks that just emphasize your natural beauty. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!